The Anderson family Thanksgiving had always been an exercise in subtle warfare, served alongside perfectly roasted turkey and passive-aggressive side dishes. This year was no different as I took my assigned seat at the far end of the table, as far from the successful siblings as possible. "Sarah, darling," Mother chirped, passing the cranberry sauce that probably cost more than what they thought I made in a week. We were just discussing Emily's new position as vice president at Goldman Sachs. My sister Emily preened, her diamond bracelet catching the light. "Youngest VP in their history," she reminded everyone for the third time in 10 minutes. I quietly served myself mashed potatoes, thinking about the board meeting I ducked out of to be here. The acquisition papers were probably already on my desk, waiting for my signature. "And Thomas's new tech startup just secured another round of funding," Father announced, nodding to my brother. "$200 million. Impressive, son." Thomas smirked. "That's what happens when you actually understand business, not just play with computers all day." I took a sip of water, thinking about the algorithm currently rewriting his company's entire market strategy. He just didn't know it yet. "Speaking of which," Emily turned her perfect smile my way, "still doing your little computer work, Sarah? What is it again? Tech support?" "Something like that," I murmured, checking my phone discreetly as it buzzed. "Another billion in silent acquisitions complete. You know," Thomas leaned forward, "I could probably find you an entry-level position at my company. Something more legitimate than freelance coding." Mother sighed dramatically. "We just worry about you, dear. All that time alone with computers, no real career path." My secure phone vibrated against my ankle. "Right on schedule." "The mail's here," announced Maria, our housekeeper who'd been watching the scene play out for years. She handed Father a stack of envelopes, including the latest Forbes magazine. "Oh look," Emily pointed at the cover, "another tech billionaire profile. Thomas, maybe that'll be you next year." Father started to flip through the magazine, then froze. The cranberry sauce spoon clattered against fine china as his hand began to tremble. "What is it, dear?" Mother asked, noticing his sudden pallor. "Silicon Valley's phantom billionaire revealed," he read aloud, his voice shaking. "The mysterious founder of quantum technologies finally steps into the light." The room fell silent as he turned the magazine around, revealing my professional headshot on the cover. "That's..." Emily's perfect composure cracked. "That's Sarah. With a net worth estimated at $17 billion, Father continued reading, his voice growing faint. "Sarah Anderson has quietly built one of the most influential tech empires in the world, all before her 30th birthday." Thomas grabbed the magazine. "This has to be a mistake. She's just a freelancer." "CEO and founder of Quantum Technologies," I corrected softly, pulling out my business card, platinum with a holographic quantum encryption that cost more than Emily's car. "Though I prefer to keep a low profile." Mother's wine glass slipped slightly. But you work from home." "From my penthouse office in the Quantum Tower," I smiled. "The building Thomas tried to lease space in last month. His application was denied." "By you," he whispered. "By my AI system. It found your company's financials questionable." The turkey grew cold as Forbes magazine made its way around the table, each page turn revealing another layer of my carefully concealed empire. Emily's perfectly manicured fingers trembled as she read about my company's latest quantum computing breakthrough. Thomas's face grew increasingly pale as he recognized technologies his startup had been desperately trying to replicate. "Quantum Technologies AI systems now power 70% of global financial markets," Father read aloud, his voice hollow. That's impossible. You're just the girl who plays with computers?" I finished, pulling out my tablet. "Check your investment portfolio, Emily. See who's been managing Goldman's top-performing algorithms." My sister's face went from superior to shocked in seconds. "The Q-Trade system, that's been generating our record profits, that's yours? Along with the neural network running your risk assessments, the quantum encryption protecting your data, and the AI that predicted your promotion 3 months before your board did." I smiled slightly. "Congratulations on that, by the way." Thomas lunged for his phone, frantically Googling his own company. "Our new AI platform, the one we're announcing next week, will be delayed indefinitely," I finished. Your core technology infringes on 17 quantum patents. The cease and desist letters are being delivered now. As if on cue, his phone buzzed with notifications. The color drained from his face as he read them. But your company registration, Mother stammered. It's only 3 years old. That's just the public face, I explained, bringing up a holographic display from my watch. Quantum has existed for 8 years under different names. Shell companies, silent acquisitions, hidden subsidiaries. All building toward today. The hologram showed a web of corporations, all leading back to me. Companies they'd dismissed as minor players, startups they'd mocked as irrelevant, all pieces of my quantum empire. The Silicon Valley office you bragged about leasing, Thomas? I own the building. The investment firm that rejected your Series C funding? One of my subsidiaries. Even the tech blog that called your innovation derivative? Also mine. Emily's perfect posture crumbled. Those coding competitions you used to enter, the ones we teased you about, were beta tests for my quantum algorithms. The same ones now powering half the Fortune 500's operations. I checked my phone as another alert came in. Including, as of 3 minutes ago, Goldman's entire Asian division. Father's hands shook as he turned to the magazine's centerfold, a spread showing the Quantum Technologies campus, a gleaming complex of quantum research facilities and AI development centers. All those weekends you said you were playing video games, he whispered. I was building the world's most advanced quantum computer network. Those gaming marathons were actually global system implementations. I paused. Though I did enjoy letting you think I was just wasting time. Mother's voice quavered. The trust fund we cut off was reinvested in quantum research. That tough love lesson funded our first breakthrough. I smiled. The one that's now worth $4 billion in patents alone. Thomas slumped in his chair as another notification lit up his phone. My company's stock is dropping because investors just realized who actually owns your core technology. I checked my tablet. Don't worry. I'm having my team evaluate which parts of your business might be worth salvaging. As a subsidiary, of course. The room fell silent except for the gentle hum of my quantum-encrypted devices processing another $1 billion in transactions. Success metrics, market acquisitions, research breakthroughs, all flowing through systems I'd built while they thought I was playing games in my room. The Christmas gala, Mother suddenly gasped. The one you said you couldn't afford to attend. I was in Singapore opening our quantum research center. The gala's main donor. I pulled up the records. One of my holding companies. You've actually been working for me for years, Mother. Your entire charity board runs on Quantum's donations. The Thanksgiving dinner had gone cold, untouched plates reflecting the shattered remains of family hierarchy. The grandfather clock ticked loudly in the silence, each second marking another revelation. Your private equity firm, I said to Emily, who was still staring at her phone in horror. The one you bragged about joining last month? Check who owns the controlling shares. Her fingers trembled as she pulled up the corporate structure. No, this can't. Quantum Ventures owns 72%. I needed a quiet way to monitor market trends, I explained, sipping my water. Your firm's analytics have been feeding my AI systems for years. Those brilliant market insights you took credit for? All generated by my algorithms. Thomas was still scrolling through the cease and desist notifications. The Series B funding we just closed was from one of my shell companies. I finished. I wanted to see how you'd use it. The results were disappointing. Though watching you pitch my own technology back to me was entertaining. Father cleared his throat, his CEO authority crumbling. The tech conference next week, your brother's keynote speech, has been reassigned, I said, checking my calendar. I'll be announcing Quantum's next generation of AI systems. Thomas can attend the breakout session on patent law. He'll need it. Mother's hands fluttered to her pearls. A gift from one of my anonymous charitable foundations. But darling, your social standing, working in technology isn't. Isn't what, Mother? I pulled up Forbes's wealth rankings on the dining room's smart display. Not as prestigious as Emily's VP title? Check the list. I'm 3 spots above her entire company. Emily's designer fork clattered against bone china. The charity ball committee will be restructured, I cut in. The foundation's focus is shifting to STEM education for underprivileged girls. You know, the ones you said weren't country club material. My quantum-encrypted phone chimed with another alert. The room's smart systems, all running on my technology, adjusted automatically. That reminds me, I continued, the family trust's investment portfolio. Father, you might want to check the holdings. He fumbled with his tablet, face growing ashen. Everything's been converted to quantum stock. 3 years ago, I nodded. When you were all too busy mocking my computer hobby to notice the transfer. Your spectacular returns? All from my company's growth. Thomas slumped further as another notification lit up his phone. My office access. It's been revoked. The building's security runs on quantum systems, I explained. Your biometrics no longer meet the required clearance. But don't worry, there's space in our incubator program. 4 promising startups that need guidance. Mother dabbed at her eyes with a monogrammed napkin, manufactured by one of my subsidiaries. The family Christmas card. Will be interesting this year, I smiled. Forbes is doing a follow-up piece. They're particularly interested in how the family that cut off their underachieving daughter now depends on her technology for their daily operations. The magazine lay open on the table, my cover photo seeming to watch as decades of condescension crumbled. Emily's VP badge, Thomas's startup dreams, father's investment genius, all revealed as pieces in my longer game. One more thing, I added, standing to leave. The family meeting next month will be at Quantum headquarters. 42nd floor of the building you couldn't afford to lease space in. Do dress appropriately. The quantum sensors are particular about fabric quality. As I walked to the door, Father found his voice. Sarah, wait, all these years we never what? I turned back. Never noticed that every device you use runs on my systems? Never questioned why your failed daughter never asked for money? Or never imagined that while you were planning Emily's VP celebration, I was planning global technological revolution? The silence was deafening. Happy Thanksgiving, I said softly. Oh, and Thomas, those gaming servers you ordered for your office? They're actually quantum processors, running facial recognition, recording every time you called my work, cute little projects. My heels clicked on marble as I left, each step echoing with the sound of empire. Behind me, I heard Mother's faint voice. She owns the country club too, doesn't she? My assistant materialized from the shadows. Should I tell them about the space program? Let's save something for Christmas, I replied, stepping into my quantum-powered car. Sometimes the best revenge is letting them discover just how wrong they were, one technology at a time. In the rearview mirror, I watched my family's perfect world crumble, their phones still pinging with notifications about my empire. The one they'd been too blind to see being built right under their noses. The quantum age had arrived. And they just realized who was controlling it. The week following Thanksgiving unfolded like a cascading system failure in my family's perfectly ordered world. Each day brought new revelations that shattered their remaining illusions about their computer-obsessed sister. Monday started with Emily's executive meeting at Goldman Sachs. I watched through my quantum security systems as she discovered that every trading algorithm, every risk assessment model, every digital tool she'd claimed credit for had my signature buried in the code. Your sister seems quite pale, my AI assistant noted, displaying the boardroom feed. Should we show her the real numbers behind her record-breaking quarter? Let her find those herself, I replied, signing off on another billion-dollar acquisition. When she realizes her entire division has been an elaborate beta test for Quantum's financial AI. Monday was rough for Thomas. His startup access was revoked by my quantum security. He spent 3 hours in the lobby while employees realized their real boss was Quantum Technologies. Mr. Anderson requests an urgent meeting, my assistant said. Schedule next month, I replied. After the tech conference, he'll see his AI platform was training data for my quantum systems. By Tuesday, the press caught up. Headlines called me the phantom billionaire, secretly controlling Silicon Valley. Forbes wants a follow-up, my PR director said. They're curious how you built quantum while your family mocked your computer projects. Schedule next week, I said. In my office, one Thomas couldn't afford to rent. Wednesday brought lawsuits. Half of Silicon Valley got cease and desist orders for unknowingly working on my patents. My brother's lawyers are trying to reach you, legal reported. Direct them to IP, I said. The division tracking his borrowed innovations for 3 years. Thursday hit Mom. Her charity board discovered their foundation was a quantum subsidiary. All her galas and fundraisers orchestrated by her unsuccessful daughter. Mrs. Anderson's country club access adjusted, my assistant noted. Success is earned, not inherited, I said, watching her escorted to the service entrance. Friday was Dad. Clients fled his investment firm to quantum. His algorithms looked primitive next to mine. Servers running at 2% efficiency, my COO reported. I designed them that way, I said. Family group chat silent. Emily's VP access downgraded. Thomas's startup value collapsed. Dad's strategies obsolete. Tech conference starts Monday, my assistant reminded. Family credentials issued. I checked access, basic, restricted, supervised. No quantum areas. Perfect, I said. Back row view as their failed sister unveils the next quantum revolution. Saturday, financial magazines published my portfolio. Every hidden company, every innovation, every market I dominated. Mom requested emergency funding. I redirected it from Thomas's rainy day account. Interest quietly grown in my quantum bank. Sunday morning, my quantum car purred outside the mansion. Through tinted windows, I watched them huddle over magazines with my face. Phones buzzing. Reality hit. Next week's board meeting confirmed. Family observer status processed, my assistant said. Good, I replied. Let them watch from the back row as their failed sister reshapes the digital world. Best lessons come from total system failure. The mansion shrank in my rearview. Old money grandeur fading. The quantum age they ignored, quietly built by their computer-obsessed daughter, had arrived, one coding session at a time.